for track feedback on Saturday, September 4th. So we're listening to a little dub techno mix I've been working on bringing it in. As soon as my monitor comes up, I'm going to start playing tracks, yap, 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 and say hey to everybody. So let me know when you get here. Say hello. Happy Saturday. I love Saturdays.
We are apparently some kind of information replicating process embedded in biology but transcendent to it.
Click to expand. There we go. All right. Whoa, 6 people. Who are you? I got my chat monitor up, so I should be able to see. Scott Burke got you on deck with the white pantsuit. Stunning. Oh my goodness. Randy Adams. Matt Schultz. This is a Matt Schultz track that we're hearing right now that I'm in the process of remixing, aka mutilating. Thanks for the feedback on this one, everybody. I just exported it out, put it up, I think, on Thursday, and it was really nice to see some Friday comments. So I'm updating it. And I'm a little like 5 minutes late today because I was in live and I was like, I want to export. I wanted to play the new version right now, which I didn't get done, but who cares? It's you'll survive until next week before hearing the new version. Oh, speaking of next week, guess what? Our new track feedback crew is opening for a subscription. I'm rushing it a little bit, so people coming in right now are not going to get the most perfect welcome email in the universe. Whatever. But it's open. You can sign up for $15 a month. The link is in the description of this video, and it's going to get you into Discord. We're going to make private channels for different genres of feedback. There's going to be private live streams of track feedback workshops and interviews and production workshops and stuff that's about the Ableton universe. We're going to be doing it within Discord or some other secret places on the Mix Detection members site. And the most fun thing I did all week was I got in touch with all these people who are producers, engineers, record label, radio hosts. And I just told them, hey, I'm bringing you into our network. You might get some messages from other people. Are you open to that? And how do you feel about it? And they were like, yes, here's my photo, here's my link, put me in there, let's hook it up. There's a lot of people connecting on this, not only as service providers like mastering and mixing, but also as just opportunities to connect. So if there's a DJ with a great monthly show that you love, you could get in touch, send them a mix, and talk about maybe having a session together. And one thing I did that I'm super proud of is I wrote some advice from my experience on how to contact people. So for example, Matt says, I want this mix ASAP. All right, Matt, you're gonna have this mix by the end of the weekend. I tweaked the melody line, the bass line, some automation on the effects, because I gotta do that. It's done, it's just, I didn't send it to you yet. So the thing that I'm most proud of that I had such a good time with this week was sharing some instructions from my own experience on how to contact people and how to get the result you want. So for example, a dumb example, if you're walking in to get a job, don't start by saying, how much are you gonna pay me? Because they're like, what? The thing to come in and say is like, I love this company, I wanna work here, this is such a cool place, I just wanna be part of it because I love what you're doing, I'm good at it, here's what I can bring, here's what I can offer you. And once you say all that, they're gonna be like, you're hired, and then you talk about money. That's what happened to me with the Midnight Tacos taco truck, where I was like, working in this terrible gas station coffee shop, and it was awful. And I saw these crazy ass trucks driving around with like aliens painted on the side all night long, cranking loud music and making tacos with like mohawks on that. And I was like, I want to work with those guys. I don't want to be at this gas station anymore. So I literally walked in and said, I love this company, I want to work here. And then they're like, yeah, you make good tips and you go make tacos at strip clubs every night. And I was like, okay. But when it comes to music, like for example, contacting a record label, don't start by saying, how much am I going to make from publishing? And don't even start by saying, here's my track, listen to it. Here, you got to listen. Here it is, listen to it. Like what you do is you start by saying, hey, I love your releases. I love your mix sets, the DJs on your label. I totally groove with them. I think my tracks fit into the style of this label. You could say like, I play your label in my DJ sets. I think it's a good match. I'd like to show you what I'm doing and see if maybe you have a release schedule where we could talk about when in the future you might be able to pull one of my tracks into your lineup. And that way, you're sending them the message of like, I know what your label sounds like, I like it, it fits with me, I dig what you're doing. You're even kind of already promoting them by playing their tracks. And at that point, the person you're talking to is gonna be like, oh, this person gets it. Now I wanna hear their music. They're not just jamming it in my face like, buy my album, buy my album. So enough of that. I put some of the whole point of that thing was to say, I put some of those kind of instructions inside the contact network area on the member site. So whether you're getting in touch with a mastering engineer, a mix engineer for one-on-one, a graphic designer, a video editor, or a record label, or another DJ or a radio show or something, the way to approach them is starting with a relationship first to establish a little bit of trust and be like, yes, we are both people. We can talk to each other. This is not just about numbers. And then from there, you can get into the details of what are you having, what are you offering, what are you doing, whatever. Randy Adams, track 4 today. Don't play it first. Okay. I'm not gonna play it first. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go to SoundCloud and stop Ken and Barbie. Sorry, Ken. Sorry, Barbie. Go back to your barbecue. There was a time when I may have roasted some Barbie dolls on a barbecue grill. After dinner, we didn't eat Barbie grease. Don't worry. We're gonna kick it off with Ian Waters. Enough of me. Blah blah blah. Ian's here. Todd Mavis. What's going on? Matt Schultz. Nice. All right. So DJ Waters. Goldilocks on Acid, clean version. And I'm going to update the titles first because when I forget, it's not good. So this is DJ Waters, and it gives me great pleasure to type this title, Goldilocks on Acid. Who knows what is about to happen? Happy Saturday, everybody.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Yo, I'm Goldilocks, bitches. Goldilocks, bitches. Goldilocks, bitches. Goldilocks, bitches. Goldilocks, bitches.
All right, I'm digging it, man. This sounds big and clean. Totally it's like solid right now. Good drops, man. Good things changing, coming in, coming out. Good bass line too. What's gonna happen to Goldilocks? Nice break. New hi-hat. This is solid, dude. This is nice. The kick drum triplets. Put it in. I love those breaks. That's perfect. Little moments, little reverse stuff. Yeah, production-wise, James, I hear you, man. Nothing wrong so far. I can see people going crazy with this track on. And we're coming up to a breakdown. Hold on for your aerobic rest.
Goldilocks, bitches.
Wait. 2. I'm counting. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that breakdown is not long enough. We had an 8-bar break, and then the vocal chops came in, and it was I thought it might have been 8 bars plus 4 bars, but the drop came in on 12 or something. I'm opening up my French corset on the radio tonight. Do you have time to just make that vocal chop a little bit longer? Let me count this one more time. This is important because you need to have that kick drum come in at the right moment. I'm going to count this again loud. Here's 213. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. So when I see 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the timer, that's where I want the drill bass to come back in. And I know it's going to be easy to just add some little more vocal chops. It might be kind of tricky to take all the stuff afterwards and scooch it a little bit later. But it's really important that you have that count of at least a 4-bar thing so it drops on the 5. Because when it kicks in too early, I mean, people are going to adjust. Definitely with this style, it's okay. But I would love to have that come in just a little later.
Goldilocks.
Yeah, I think you know what I mean on that one. Mix sounds great. Sounds are awesome. The world it's in is like fitting together. The vocals are fitting great. There's nothing too piercing or shrill on top. And the low end is like right in there, super crisp. So somehow your production jumped crazy up on this track. Oh, it's because you cut out the Goldie F-bombs. It's a fun track, man. And then we get that kind of inside-out snare thing. And we're at 3 minutes. It goes 4.5 minutes. I'm going to skip forward a little bit after this break. Hang on. Paul Robinson. I like the percussion layers. I really like how there's new little shakers and hi-hats coming in. I'm going to skip to the end and just see how we get out of this. Here we are at 4:09.
Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Yo, bitches.
Solid, man. I like the ending. Little delay, a little extra atmospheric thing. Ian Waters, you're crushing it, man. Get that midsection just to be the right length of break. I think you understand what I meant. That's super cool. And give us a link to your show right here. Drop it in the comments. You're playing on Sugar Radio tonight, is that right? Oh, James said 11.5. Yeah, it was like 11-bar mid thing. Not a critical error, but give us the feels. And that's one of those weird things that's universal for music is that you can play any tempo you want, any rhythm you want. But once you get people in the groove, their bodies are going to be in that groove, and you got to wait for them to come back around to drop the beat, or else it's going to be pelvic chaos. That's a dance floor thing. I just made that up. Hope it doesn't happen to you. So up next, let's play some Canada, Stunning White Pantsuit. I'm excited to hear what happened to this track. Let me just take 2 microseconds to update. Scott Burke, Canada, Stunning White Pantsuit. And that track has a cool story behind it about somebody that we know or that is known. Scott Burke, Canada, Stunning White Pantsuit. I'm trying to make this legible. No spelling mistakes. There we go. Trans Radio UK. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Ian, I owe you a 20-second vocal spot on that show. I didn't forget about that, but I also didn't get it done yet. Here we go. Stunning White Pantsuit. I'm going to mute my fan. Okay, so we got a 10-minute jam coming through here with a couple of sections or main elements. Let's go through and see what's been updated. So far, the mix is fantastic. Hey, where's Pip Clit? Did he get his migraine headache fixed? I hope. Okay, we're in the airplane section of the Stunning White Pantsuit. It feels like floating through clouds. bit of a build-up happening. All right. I like that little sound that came in, that it's a little bit metallic and kind of like crispy. So 2 minutes and 20, we're in a good place with the track. Open hi-hat's cool. Yeah, robotic kind of a sound, that ARP in the background, definitely. And that feels like it's behind me a little bit. The tone is like wide and kind of back, which is cool. Sounds like staccatos a little bit too, that insect thing. Eric Grogan, painfully generic. I'm not sure we've met you before. How you doing? There's that delay effect. $3.29.
Well, good morning, girls. How are you?
I like how empty it is with only the vocal right now. That's really good.
Yes, that was a stunning white pantsuit that I had on. I had to look stylish, you know.
This is definitely different. I like it.
I had to look stylish, you know.
I don't even remember the last time when we first heard the voice. I think it came in on the top of a bunch of other sounds, but I really like how it came in there in an empty space so we could just hear the voice.
I got off the plane.
Yeah, this is cool. It's got that like stride kind of feel.
I had to look stylish, you know. I got off the plane.
Yes. What are those chord stabs? I want to rewind this back a little bit. Right before that drop came in, there was like a mid-range synth kind of a pluck thing that was like dirt, 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 dirt. I want to hear that again. So here we go. Going back to 450.
I got off the plane.
Bow, bow. That was good. And the snare drum rush was in there, but it wasn't too loud. And that ride cymbal on the drop. Yeah, man. This is like thick. There was that pitch shift on the ride cymbal. There's a great rhythmic flow in here too. It's like a zoop, 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 zoop. Yeah, nice layers of synths. Still interesting track. I'm waiting for the lady to come back and talk about her white pantsuit again. And the layers are really good. I like also how the melody is on that 16th note, 1 and 2 and 8th note rhythm. Da, 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 da. That melodic pulse brings it forward so it doesn't feel slow. Good little technique. Okay, 6:30, what's gonna happen?
Well, good morning, girls. How are you?
I don't think the tempo changed. Did it? Did I not notice?
Yes, that was a stunning white pantsuit that I had on.
All right, we're at 7 minutes in the groove. I want to go back and make a comment on this little build-up section right before this. 6:40, so it's like in hovering right here. These TikTok things come in. I think those should go into a delay or something to get increased in some way, because we hear them again. That last one feels like it stops do 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 do. That kind of like metallic clank thing. It's continuing and building, and then it stops before we get to the drop. And I was expecting it to go like brrrr, or like do 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 do, or do a couple more repetitions and add like, you know, when you're approaching a drop, you would take whatever is happening and just do like more of it louder or something like that. So it's kind of a tiny detail, but that could use some delay or something to just amplify it and like.
Well, good morning, girls. How
There
are
she
you?
is, 7 minutes. Great groove, man. Ooga dooga dooga dooga. Definitely want to download a copy of this one when it's done.
Yes, that was a stunning white pantsuit that I had on.
She gets an open hi-hat on her white pantsuit. I think I want to hear when that hi-hat came in. I think it was on the sound of S and Stunning.
Yes, that was a stunning white pantsuit that I had on.
That was crazy. Like the way she said S in Stunning and Pantsuit, the open hi-hat like merged with the S in her voice. Kind of a psychedelic sound design there.
I had to look stylish.
I hate it when people get off the plane and they don't look stylish, man. It just bothers me.
I got off the plane.
All right, we're at 7:40. I'm gonna skip out a little bit because we're in the
Have a
groove.
good day now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I like that effect sweep.
Yes, that was a stunning
Perfect.
white pantsuit.
And having the word
that I
yes
had
on the drop is like,
I had
yes.
to look stylish, you know. I got off the plane.
Oh shit, 8:37. I really thought we were at the end of the track and it sounded like a build down to the ending. Now it's going up a level. Is this back to the opening chord?
Pantsuit that I had on.
Bow, bow. I'm gonna go to the very opening again.
I've yet to find that picture, but one of these days.
Now we're back at 9.5
girls
minutes.
will see it, okay?
Yeah, was that a key change? 940.
Have a good day now.
And then back down at 9:56. I'm gonna recommend against that little key change thing right there, just for the reason that after this last section, yeah. Let's go back. Okay, at 8:19, 8:20. Perfect little section right here.
Yes, that was a stunning
Now-
white pantsuit that I had on. I had to look stylish, you know.
Okay, right there, there's the vocal that we recognize, a kick drum by itself, and no synth layers. That makes the message of we're building down to an ending. And what I expect right at this moment as a DJ is that the voice is going to finish, there's going to be some effects, we're going to have like 8 bars or 16 bars of kick drum and hi-hat, which the hi-hat's going to drop out, the kick drum will end, and then it's the end of the track. But we don't get that. Instead, we get another 2 minutes of the synths come back in and do this little harmonic lift with a chromatic key change, which is okay. But if I was like really digging this track, already lining up the next record, beat matching it, possibly matching the key or the pitch of the bass line or something, then a chromatic change at the end where it's going up a half step and back down is going to like totally mess up my concept of what I'm mixing the next record to do. Scott, this is exactly what I'm struggling with. Well, the stupid answer is go from 8.5 minutes, just do a rhythmic build down like I described, where you got that drop, the voice, the kick, and the hi-hats, and just don't even go back into that synth element at all. I don't think you need that extra 2 minutes. Let's go to the very ending and just see what else happens, though. Here we're at 9:14.
I got off the plane.
And
I even had a hat.
she even had a hat. Well, that is important.
I've yet to find that picture, but one of these days, if I do, you girls will see it, okay?
Man, you could totally have all that extra vocal and a purely rhythmic beat with no synths as the outro of this track and be good. Make sure we get the very... Okay, this thing with that little going on the half step or the D to D sharp, that has that Knight Rider feeling in a really good way, like so yeah, man. Where you said make the 8-minute drop a new track, definitely. I think you could take the harmonic stuff from the last 2 minutes, pull that out for another track, and what you should do for the ending is let's go back to 8:20. Here's 8:24.
Yes, that was a
Okay.
stunning white pantsuit.
Now, at this point, just have kick drum and beats and whatever vocals are left in the whole thing. Keep as much of the vocal as you can because she's telling this great story about her hat. And we're like, who? What? So I love that part. And then just give us like, it could be 16 bars or even 32 where you just subtract elements as you build down and get down to an ending. And
I had to look stylish.
I don't think you need anything more than that.
I got off the plane.
Those breaks are cool too, the little rhythmic things. So do some like little like, you know, turnarounds or whatever. And let's check the very, very ending sound because I always like to hear how people end the track. So here's 10:22.
Bye-bye.
Yes, that bye-bye is the perfect ending. And so you could almost, no, do it like that. Okay, keep the vocals, make a section of beats, do a couple little turnarounds like every 8 bars, have a sound like da-da-da-da-da-junk, and then drop out the snare or something, and keep her saying bye-bye with the echo on there. And then get with Randy Adams to make a super cool minimal tech track with that ending idea, because that's a really cool idea. It's just one too many ideas for this track. Also, if you do that, you'll end up with something that's like maybe under 10 minutes, which is a good limit to have. Like a more than 10-minute track where like, whoa, that's a lot of music. So yeah, cool. It should be a new track from here on. Cool. I think you dig the advice. That is such a great track, and it's definitely made progress. I remember the first time we heard that, the voice came in, and I was like, oh, I can't hear it. There's too much stuff going on. I want to hear more of it, and it came in late. And now it's like, it's entering at a much better position in the whole timeline, and it enters clean so we can hear it, so we get to know this voice. And also she sounds like this really like nice person who's getting off a plane. Where did she come from? I don't know. There's like all these questions. So speaking of Randy Adams, speaking of titling the stream, now playing Randy Adams, Step Right Up. What's the name of the song? Point of View. Point of View. Doop. Doink. Narrate my button presses. And here we go. Yeah, man. All right. I think the vocals could be a little bit louder. I was just going around. I went to the back where my bass cave is, and I was like feeling the lows in there. And we have dance parties up here, so I know how deep house tracks sound at different spots on the floor. So I was just checking it out. First reaction is that vocal could be a little louder. That's a lot of question marks, Scott Burke. I like that scratchy sound. Waka, 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 waka. Yeah, man, this is a vibe for sure. Is there a snare or something, or hand clap coming in? I could use a little more of a smack on the... Yeah, more like... If you could bring out that snare drum position with something. Yeah, Maxime in the house. I got your track on deck too. The hi-hats and the shakers sound okay, but the snare drum is a little light. That needs to come up too. 909 clap. All right, yeah, so bring that up. Matthew Herbert. I feel like the melody line might be pitched up a little bit. Wait, let's go back. I want to hear that entry of the sax. We're at 255. Let's get the key center right here, right? Okay, that's the note I'm expecting a melody to enter on or return to. Also, because the voice was there. Let's hear where the sax doesn't have to come in on that note, but it should play a line that arrives at that note. Trying to remember the melody note. Does anybody else feel that sax melody line is like kind of not coming back to the same harmonic center as the chords? I like the sax sound and volume and mix and feel.
Because everything has a price. And sometime we gotta pay. Because everything has a price. And sometime we gotta pay. Because everything has a price. And sometime we gotta pay. Because everything.
So Randy, where did the sax melody come from? Did you play that, or did you record it, or was it a sample pack, or like? Yeah, the mix level and the presentation of it was cool, but the notes are not quite locking in with the chords. This female vocal needs to be louder, please. Oh, so good. Loop cloud. Okay, cool. My first feeling was that the sax, you could just pitch it down one step or maybe 3 steps or something and try to get it to really like sit with the chord progression. This is kind of hard to give advice on because I don't have my fingers on the keyboard to tell you what notes or whatever. Vocals up. Okay, Todd, that's a good point. So Todd Mavis said, the repetition of the other elements doesn't set the listener up to handle an aspect of free jazz sax. Yeah, so in other words, when the sax came in, it was kind of a surprise, and then it also didn't totally lock in harmonically, so that was like a double surprise, and we were kind of like, oh. That's actually what it feels like when a sax player comes up to jam with you at a DJ set. You're like, okay, come on, like, get locked in. Great groove, though. Arrangement, groove, timing, the way things come in and out are all at the right time, So far we got vocals up, get that clap sound up louder, and adjust the notes of the sax, and I think you're done. We're at 5:47, loving this track. All right, Matt Schultz, the riser right before the drop. Let me check that out. I'm gonna go back, hold on. I think that the riser before the main drop, so 4:23 right here, 4 minutes. Yeah, that was barely even a riser. It was like some rumbly kind of sound. Had a lot of low end in it. I hear what you're saying. Let's get to the, skip out to the mix out section. We're at 6 minutes right here. Yeah, okay. All right, sound's dropping out. Deep house style, another 8 bars of kick drum and little closed hi-hat just so we can beat match in the new record. I know people are digitally DJing and that's not such an issue and you're probably not putting this on vinyl, but I feel like the ending came a little too soon. The sounds are building down properly, but right here at 6:25. That would catch me with my pants down if I was DJing. I would really expect another 8 bars of just just to mix out with. Super easy. I would just paste that on there. Let the delay echo over those beats because that delay was really cool. And I want to just go back to the beginning and hear where's the first time the female vocal enters. Here's 56. 120. Yeah. I mean, we can hear it, but you could definitely push that vocal up a bunch more and even maybe get a wispy reverb on there. Randy Adams, this track is going to be in my record bag soon. Track is fucking epic. Epic. All right, who is here? I got a couple tracks lined up from the group. Peter May is not here yet. We got some legendary characters. Let's take a vote. You guys want to hear Matt Schultz or Mark Troy? First comment gets it. 10-second delay on the broadcast. I'll drag my windows back and forth. And survey says, thanks guys for the feedback. Nobody's voting. You guys don't believe in voting anymore? Mark, Troy, Maxime. Okay, Maxime gets it. Mark, Troy, and the track is called Prayers V1. Prayers V1. Doop. I know, my gate, my noise. All right, so title is adjusted. I vote for me. I didn't read the comments on the track, but here we go. Ooh, electronic beats with Middle Eastern elements and vocals. Dig it. I just pushed it up a bit. That's a nice sound. Bring. So my first impression was it felt a little bit muffled. Maybe the kick wasn't coming through enough at the very beginning. Now it's feeling more like out front a bit. Okay, we got a yes from the fiance. That's good. Sound design's amazing. James, no, I raised my broadcast level a bit. I have two synth notes adjustments that I would do. Like, there's a little pingy sound, bow, bow. Could be a little louder. And the drone synth that sounds like a Farfisa organ could come down a little bit. That could be a little louder. And that like little bling sound is so cool. Whoa, tiki tiki. Good sound, man. We're at 3:15. I'm engrossed in this music. I think the hi-hat and snare could be a little more aggressive, just a little bit more like. Beautiful vocal. Yeah, that synth that's in right now should be a little down. Like, wah, wah, wah. That little sound is so great. Bling. Who's glitching? Nice and deep. Okay, this synth right here is the one I would put a little lower. So we could hear the plucks and the high frequency and the voices a little better around that organ or synth, whatever it is. Guitar is cool. This should be on Ta or Circle label, yeah. Well, you can have it loud if you want. I mean, you know, it's, it's just my feedback. It doesn't mean... It's not like I just got off a plane wearing a white pantsuit. I mean, you don't have to listen to me. We're at 5 minutes, totally loving it. That's cool where the voice and the melody line of the synth come together. That was really cool. I want to go back to that. Just okay, right there. The synth is doing a high kind of note, and the voice comes in right there. 514 auto-tuned voice matching the synth notes is very cool. Big and simple. Yeah, the ARP and the voice. Nice vocal effects, high pass filter, and a stereo pan thing. Nat Schultz, gotcha. This part is cool. It's getting hypnotic. Dude. Yes, on the ride. Desert music. Matt Schultz, how interesting. This is great, man. 6 minutes, we're totally in it. And there we go. Solid groove. This is what I mean about a nice mix out, where it's like kind of just simple bass and beats. All right, now the kick and the snap feel good. Like at the very beginning, I had a feeling like the brightness on the beats wasn't that loud. And that ring is epic. That makes the track, especially because it only happens like 3 times. I'm gonna restart. Okay, so at the end we could hear just the kick and the snare like really super clean. Let's hear how they enter. We're back at 15 seconds. I guess I have my master levels turned up louder. Maybe it's just that the track came in quieter than the one before. I felt like it wasn't like bright and snappy at the beginning. Ian Waters is back. Man, this is so good. So, Maxime, as always, it's really hard to give you comments because the tracks are so good. The main thing I said about 100 times is turn that one synth down, whatever. You don't have to, but that's what my feeling was. I didn't have any other comments, right? Mark Troy did it again. Let's just skip forward to 251. That sound and the guitar, super beautiful. And now at 325, if you listen to the other sounds underneath that synth, all the other high frequency stuff, the vocal, the little guitar pluck, and the synth pluck are all kind of buried underneath that wall of like. So what I'm saying is I want to hear the other elements a little bit louder and take that one synth down, and you're not going to lose the feeling of that synth. It's a very like solid thread that's like rolling through the whole track. So I think you could bring it down a bit and be okay. I hate to press pause on this genius piece of music. Let us know when that's getting released, man, because you got some people ready to pick up a copy. Matt Schultz, Innerworks V2. I'm gonna be smart inside my brains and relabel the track. Matt Schultz, something V2. What was it? Innerworks. Innerworks V2, capital W. Doink. Here we go. Yeah, you got your ears adjusted to it and just need to kind of readapt. Okay, I brought that up a little bit louder. I love the low elements are so nicely pulsing already. Whoa, whoa, whoa. like that weird voice coming on in the middle there. Yeah, we played Scott Burke already. Randy Adams is looking for a couple BPM faster. This does feel slow, like 112 or maybe 150, maybe 110. Feels like a clock somehow. I'm also hearing it right side. All right, we're at 3 minutes. Looks like something's gonna happen. I love the ambient field effects. Good techno DJs start with dub. There's that bass boom. Nice build up. Matt Schultz is the antidote to Ian Waters. I like all the little rattly kind of effects in the background. Nice and slow. I like how dub techno is kind of predictable. You can just sit inside it and little things keep coming and going like visitors. I think that closed hi-hat could have a little bit of an EQ down in the upper mids. It's very like snick kind of. Just on that open hi-hat, it's a little bit too much like a clink, like a metal clink. I know, Ian, I'm joking. And we're at 5 minutes, still totally in the groove. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. Here we are, 6 minutes. 6:20, how did we get here? Okay, 6:20 right here. What do you think is going on with that snare drum? Let's hear that a little bit more. I don't quite hear a snare. Did we have a... I'm skipping through. That's 4 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh. Yeah. The snare that sounds like talk. It feels, I hear it on the right side. Let me get that back. Where is that? Okay, we're at 427 right here. Yeah, I get the feeling that snare should be centered a bit. Hey, Todd Mavis, thanks for hanging out. Filtered rim shot, okay, cool. We got some good tips coming in. Possibly the pad sound on the attack of it. Maybe bring that down a little bit. Chow, chow. Little perk. Filtered rim shot, yeah. The filtered rim shot sound is not bad by itself, but in the snare position, it feels like it should be centered and could use a little like higher frequency element. Maybe don't filter it down so much. Yeah, it is panned to the right, yeah. I would keep that sound the way it is and add something else on top that's a little bit more like a on the 2 and 4. Let's see how we get to the ending now. Going out to 640. And the crickets, I love it. 7 minutes. Is that a fire burning in the background? Also, while we got a second, if you're watching and you have a track in the feedback this week, let me know, because I want to play tracks for people who are on. So if you posted one and I didn't play it yet, let me know you're here. Paul Robinson, I saw you're here, but I don't know if you have a track. And I want to make sure we get through the people who are watching. Okay, yeah, so Matt, open the filter and then maybe bring the level down a little bit and center it, and that'll probably make a big difference. Really smooth, nice track. Stays interesting all the way through. Oh, Peter May, hey, cool. And James Sargent posted an update. All right, let me find James's track. And Peter May, I got you on deck. And Ben Hunt. James Sargent update. You can watch me scroll, everybody. Yay, how exciting is it? I don't see it. Is it in the track feedback this week? Or somewhere? Paul said nothing new this week. James posted an update, but I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it in this post. Let me do a Mindbender track while we're looking for it and update the news. There we go. Envelope follower from Discotheque Mindbender Remix. Yeah, that low end is crazy. So James, I had to refresh the post and then your track popped up, so I'll get to your track in a second. That vocal is a little sharp. I would EQ the upper highs out of that vocal a little bit, Martin. Nice. The Discotheque, or like a de-esser almost on the Discotheque. Yeah, that kick drum is mental bottom. Like, whoa, whoa. And this is an 8-minute track, so we're gonna skip through and identify some cool parts. But I wanna have time to play other people's music. And also, I don't know if you can see this, but in SoundCloud, the Wave Mindbender tracks are like a brick wall, just straight through, all the way through. None of these build-ups and drops, it's just all there. So we're at 2 minutes, let me go through a little bit. 3 minutes, ooh. Definitely rocking the resonant filter on the lead. I would take that vocal sample down a little bit. It's kind of loud. Really cool synths. This is knob tweaking music. I'm not sure if he's producing on hardware too. It has that feel of like a drum machine and a synth, and you're tweaking the synth, and that's what it is. Yeah, too much on the vocal a bit. Let's go forward a little bit. Here's 440. Digga. Nice chug along. Oh, we are in a breakdown. Okay. And do you hear how that kick drum has a little high frequency thing on it? Gonna skip forward. The drums are nicely mixed. Simple electronic drum kit. That's all you need. Dude has the acid lead bassline master. 650. This is 8 minutes of tweaking leads. That 730. And it looks like this track is going to have a hard ending. I'm going to go here. This is 755. Calming it down. All right, cool. So Martin, the biggest comment we have is that you can take the vocal down a little bit. Other than that, I don't think I have too many comments for it. The low end is great. It stays interesting. The action of this track is tweaking filters and moving sounds around. This is where sound design becomes composition, where you don't have to have a programmed thing of, I mean, it's nowhere near verse, chorus, like at all in whatsoever way. The arrangement is basically lead synth with like a filter tweak, bass line with a filter tweak, and then cutting the kick drum for a build-up breakdown section, and then bringing the kick drum back in. Those are really simple elements. So if anybody's into making acid tracks or more into like the emotional side of production instead of like the logical side, you don't have to do all that stuff of like 16 bars of this and then 16 bars of that and measure this and measure that. Like you can really make tracks where you lay out like, here's the drum machine, it's playing the beats. Here's the synths, they're going crazy. There's a lead, there's a bass, and I'm gonna go back and count how many different synth parts we can hear. But this is a really cool way to make music where you just have the loop and you tweak it to make natural feeling build-ups that get your attention and get you to flow through the track. And it's not about like having a 64 bar thing like this. You know, a lot of house music can be very formulaic where you've got like the 1 minute thing and the other minute and the other minute. Acid tracks are much more like all over the place, like gooey octopus kind of composition. Let's just go through and play from a couple little samples and count. The question is, how many synths are in here? How many layers, how many instruments? If you're playing hardware, how many boxes would you need? Math, rock, techno, yeah, exactly. So envelope follower, one more time. There's the bass, that lead, arpeggiator thing. That's like 4 synths. Here we are at 249. That's like a squeaky lead, that low bass is still there, and the middle arpeggiator, right? Ah, Martin's here, hey! Martin, if you're here, can you tell us, like, I'm gonna pause. How many devices are you using for this? Is this inside Ableton, or are you doing hardware? I'm hearing bass line, a couple of synths in the mid-range, and then some lead elements coming in and out, at least for possibly 5 or 6 parts. Like, what's your construction of this? And Peter May, yeah, I did have my vocal down a little bit, so I'm trying to match the broadcast level track by track to keep them all at a consistent level. Sorry if that was a lower dip. So we're gonna do James Sargent and then Peter May. And Martin, if you could tell us how you are making this music. Are you tweaking knobs, or are these controllers inside live, or what's going on? It's super interesting. Martin, give me a second, I have to count. Oh shit, James, I got a track not found when I clicked your link. Can you set that to public? I think you might have shared a private link. And let me click on it one more time. And hopefully it'll pop up because I know you've been waiting. It's only 12:10. That's good. Broadcast gain staging. I know. Bad DJ. All right. To the bottom of the post. New track from James. And... doop. Yeah, I'm getting the track not found. So, James, you probably got to set that to public if you can so I can play it. Let's go with Peter May, Dread for you, and I'm going to label it so everybody knows what we're listening to so you don't get confused inside your brains. Cut fan and play. Yeah, this one feels done, man. It's like crisp. And there we go with that low bass and the lead coming in. Drum breaks sound great. And the big breakdown. Yeah, go to the bass cave. I'll go back to the bass cave, don't worry. Yeah. Everybody's going to come with you on this one for sure. Big lift. All right, I need a smoke machine in here. That would be so awesome. Hit the fog button. All right, good. Yeah, it feels right. I don't notice anything missing or something right now, but bringing the bass in later, yeah. Ian Watts. Oh, that impact, awesome, awesome. 349. Is there a delay on that snare? It feels like a flutter. Ian Waters is gonna play this. Oh, here we go, 405, awesome. build up, nice drop, I agree. One thing I want to say, let me duck this down for a second, is on the kick drum, I'm feeling it's like one of these two-part kick drums where it's like boom, 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 where there's like an impact on the front and then that roll on the back. Like, so there's a big like low swell at the end of it. I wonder if we get to hear the bass line by itself with no kick drum. Is the main sub in here right now? Oh, that second part is the sub. Okay, good. Good. In that case, they're really nicely connected because I thought that was like one kick with that long tail that gets like amplified as the compressor releases. I'm sorry, I gotta roll that back. Steve was talking. I want to hear this build. We're at 527. I love that high pass filter on the kick drum rolls going into the drop. That was super cool. Scott, if this was my track, I'd spend 5 hours noodling over that transition to the drop. Okay, so Ian, that's a cool comment. You're saying a different style, a more prominent drop. How, can you describe how your drop would be different? Because sometimes trance has like a big impact and then you like wait an extra bar, like a trick, and then it drops or something. So I'm just I'm curious, what are you imagining you would hear differently? And Peter, this is beautiful, man. Takes us all the way through, super epic, tight low end, nice full mid range. The highs are crisp, nothing too overbearing. Coming up on 6:30. And it fades away. All right, let me refresh on Dimutech. Send me a private message to that link, please, because the one I have is not doing the working. Oh, maybe I got to refresh the page again. You know, these permissions again and again. So, Peter, that is super cool. Where are you going to put that out? Do you have a label for that one, or is it going to get released? Ian, okay, so hold on. Oh, the flurry of activity. Look at this. The messages are popping. And the track is called Disjointations, version 8. All right. There we go. That's coming up, so we'll be able to play it in a second. So Peter May, high-pass flangered and did some other things to almost everything apart from the kick roll before the drop, so it has more impact. It works for me. It really feels like, to me, it felt like everything sweeps upwards. I don't know if that makes sense, but like literally, if the music was a blanket, it's like somebody just picks it up and it's like, whoosh, and it swells, and then the drop comes through the middle. Blank and Jones, all right. Oh, good. Ian made a comment. Okay, so I was asking, what about the style of trance? More impact on the subs and kicks when it drops. Yeah. Sometimes you get that by cutting other parts out, or what? Let me just quickly change the title and Dimutech. What's the name of the track? Jointations version 8. Here we go. I'm going to play this one, and then I'm going to talk about the new membership.
Is you're tapping in to a level of consciousness that does not have something which is the very foundation of human control. It does not have fear. So, I am a unique expression of all that is, has been, and ever can be. I will go on exploring forever. This is just a brief experience. What is there to fear?
All right, cool. So the kick drum came in at the right volume. When I had the voices up where I thought they sounded good, the kick came in right where it should be, which is awesome. The bass line, I think, could be a little louder. R2D2. There we go. Oh, cool. Yeah, these beats sound good right here. Good atmospheric effects as well right there. Yeah, the first bass line needs to come up. I'll jump back to where it enters. And I think you could EQ. Well, let's pause for that because that's important. The kick drum came in and it felt thumpy and heavy and nice. The bass line that was going in between it, I thought had a little too much high frequency, so you could like EQ down the top of the bass line and then turn it up louder. That's just that 1 minute right here. So what I was doing right there is I did some frequency sweep to find where the bass line was sitting. So somewhere below, between like 200 and 500 hertz, that bass line was kind of there. And you would want that to be louder volume and then EQ the top end down so it doesn't have the brightness on the bass line so we can hear the other things. Let me skip a little bit forward. I like the animals and stuff. Here we are, 225, got to build up. All right, here we go. Okay, you got that, good. And 258. Cool sound design. There's lots of little characters floating around. That lead synth is cool. That could be a little bit louder. That kind of scratchy, clicky. Chicka, chicka, chicka.
And when you lose fear, you do what you know to be right without asking the question.
Okay, the hi-hats, let me listen. Are they coming in again? These hi-hats I like right here at 341. Maybe. That hi-hat later could be a little louder. I took a high shelf EQ and turned it up a little bit. So yeah, the hi-hats could be louder. Matt Schultz, yeah, this is James Sargent, Dimutech. Is that Alan Watts? Could be. I like the vocals at the beginning with the two layers of like glitchy ones on top of muffled ones. So we're getting up to 4.5 minutes towards the end. This is a cool track. It sounds really tight. Like there's a couple of mixed notes with the bass line coming up, hi-hats up a little bit, and I'm gonna go back to the beginning again. I like this lead. Exactly, this lead. Okay, this lead is an example of a sound that could use some more compression because it's kind of blippy, and it has a kind of like quieter part and a louder part. When we hear it by itself right now, it sounds really cool. Let's play it again. But when it's in on top of the beats earlier, here I am at 345. I think what I would do is take that blippy lead that's going and compress it and bring it up a little bit so we hear more of the rhythm of it with that clicky kind of texture. It's super cool texture, and it just shows up better in the mix. Ooh, Matt Schultz, the Goa stamp of approval. Yeah, for sure. And let's check the beginning one more time because I had a couple little ideas on the vocal has. This vocal's cool.
Tapping in to a level of consciousness.
There was a moment it was too bassy.
Does not have something,
Okay.
which is the very foundation of human control. It does not have fear. So, I am a unique
There's a
expression.
lower bass layer. There's like a couple of layers of voices at the same time. One of them dips down into the bass range a bit too much. So I would take that track and put a high pass filter up to like, I don't know, 80 hertz or 100 just so it doesn't get like boom.
I will go on exploring forever. This is just a brief experience. What is there to fear? Nothing.
Right there at 38, I heard it. It was like foundation of
There to fear. Nothing.
and it feels like so don't have too much low end in that intro part. I'm not sure which one you mean by main. The main vocal is the one that I can understand. There's like a sub, like an underneath vocal that's like a lower freak, like it's muffled and it's underneath. And that's where I feel a little bit too much of the bass, but not a huge problem. I just wanted to mention it. Yeah, the background one, yeah. And then right there, I hear that kick drum and I'm like, yes. And then we talked about it. So bringing the bass line up a little bit, that ending glitchy synth part, compress it and make it a little bit louder. And that track felt good. And it seems like people had a couple good comments on it. Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Good progress on that one. Let's go to Trevor John Parala from the other Ableton Live users group. He put something in, and I want to play this one. But first, let's do a little bit of promo. I do this every week when we're taking a break. I didn't hit any SoundCloud ads today. Don't ask me how that happened. But I'm really excited. We've been talking for the last week or two about a new subscription-based membership where we go into tight production crews and work on tracks together with genre-specific feedback, meaning you'll have a channel for the house people, a channel for the techno people, a channel for trance, a channel for drum and bass. And when I say channels, I mean inside Discord, there are text channels on the sidebar where you just click into them, and there's a whole thread. So like on Facebook right now, we have the track feedback post. It's pinned to the top. That's one big thread, like one big bucket. Everybody puts their tracks in there. We all comment, and it's all in there together. And that's totally cool. I dig it, and that's fun and everything. But on Discord, we can go into separate genre-specific tracks or channels and have threads for each style of production. And maybe you could share sound design tips in there, tutorial videos for that style, and get together with people. And Discord has so many other cool things happening. You can create individual video hangouts with other people in the group. So Discord shows you who's active, like on Facebook. You can click on their profile, start a video chat. Whoever's on, if you want to talk about production, you can hang out. I can do video broadcasts with group hangouts. We could have like a group chat about stuff. And you don't have to have me on a broadcast to do a live video. Jesper said, doesn't have a track today. Yeah. So did I forget to screen share? I did. All right. Get ready. Here comes. Okay. So there I am on the Mixitecture member site, and you can see there's a new panel that says Track Feedback Crew. Thanks, Maxime, for help on the graphics on that. We just decided to keep it super simple. I want to run through this and just show everybody what's going on in here, and I'll probably be doing a bunch of more videos on this whole topic. But what you can do is click the Learn More button, join the most supportive Ableton track feedback group in the universe, and I'm really happy about that because supportive is the key word for what we got going on in here. People are actually genuinely being helpful to each other, and then you get a lot of feedback from that, which makes it super cool. So there's a video on top that talks about what's going on. Let me draw your attention to the right side of the screen. There's a module called Start Here, which has instructions for getting set up with Discord, how to find us, how to find everything else, and that's where you get started. So if you don't know what Discord is or how to use it, you just go in there and it talks about that. It also talks about how to make timestamp comments, which is the key of helping other people, where you describe what you're hearing, but you pin it to an exact minute and second in the music so they understand what you're talking about. Because if you just say, oh, that bass line is weird, it's like not a helpful comment. But if you say, oh, the bass at 2 minutes and 31 seconds came in a little bit too loud, that's useful. So there's instructions to get you going. Now we have a contact network. There's mixing and mastering engineers, a list of people we know from the group who are available for one-on-one stuff or services like Pivclit with Den Mastering. And they're in there along with little tips on how to start a relationship, how to open a conversation, how you don't just call them up and say, how much do you charge? Like, that cannot be the first thing you say. What you do is you start a relationship and say, hey, I'm interested in, I have a project, can we talk about it? I like their style, I like what you do, can we talk about my project? And that's a really great way to lead into getting a mastering connection or a record label connection. So here, I took a list of the people in the group who are connected with labels. I don't know if you remember a couple months ago, I was asking like, who has record labels, who has contacts? I collected them all and put them into a list and got in touch with them and said, hey, can you help us? Are you willing to do this? Does it work for you? So that's in there, which means, it doesn't mean you sign up and you get publishing. This is not that kind of a thing. But you get a contact network of people who are open to hearing your music, and then maybe if you develop a relationship and your music fits for their label, future, you can publish it. The radio shows section has evolved a little bit. First, I just thought it was people who are doing broadcasts, and then I thought, well, a lot of us are DJs, so that's going to be an open section where anybody who's making mix sets or performances or live sets like Beat Blender or DJ sets or whatever, you're welcome to contact me. We can put in your Mixcloud, your SoundCloud, and have other people find your music, which is cool, and you can find other people's music to send them tracks. So if you're making music and you want some DJ to play it, in here you can get in touch and get a way for your music to go out to a bigger audience. Also, maybe people might send you tracks that you can pick up and DJ with to have more content, Matt Schultz, okay. And then other help, that's kind of a new section that's got like graphic designers, video people. There's a music theory person, our friend Lana, who's like a super genius with chord progressions and stuff. And I thought, hey, let's make another little section where people in the group can get together and help each other with pro services that they do. And then, of course, down bottom is replays. So when we're doing the track feedback streams, those are going to be available in the replay section on the members site, so you can find them. I'll have them recorded back in there so as an archive that you can click in and find them. And on the topic of replays, we're at about an hour and a half right now. I don't know, a lot of people don't have 90 minutes to watch a video, so I thought, hey, why don't we do track feedback twice a week, once during the week, once on the weekend. That way I can have 2 shorter streams, maybe separate the genres on 2 different days, and that way the people who want to watch the replay don't have to commit to like 2 hours of sitting there listening to me. So replays are going to be a lot of fun. Here's a screenshot of the Discord server where you can see there are different track titles. When you get in, what you do is click on the little M on the side for Mixitecture. That'll get you into the Mixitecture server, and then you can see these channels. We got to do some more work in Discord. It's not totally set up yet, and I haven't made all the different permissions and roles. That's the next thing that's going to happen, but it's coming together. And let's get to the point. Let's make some tracks. Track feedback. I talk about releases and everything. The main idea is I set the price to $15 a month because I want everybody in here. I want as many people coming from Facebook into Discord to get a big happy family of people making tracks. I thought about a higher price with more options or whatever, but this looks like it's the best way to do it so we can have a virtually unlimited number of people joining the group and working together. And I'm not going to lose my mind trying to do chat messages with 100 different people during the broadcast. So you can pay $15 a month. You can pay by the year and get 1 month free. There's credit card. There's PayPal options to make it really easy. Thanks, Ian Waters. DJ Waters signed up last night and helped me test the tech, so I know it works. You're going to get a welcome email with a link to take you right into the member site and tell you what's going on. And then I'll be in Discord saying hi and doing messaging and commenting and being part of everything. One thing, let me go back to camera land. Camera land, I said, move my window. Derp. Okay, one thing I want to make super clear. For anybody who is new to our world or new to Mixitecture, this is a group where you are giving other people up for the purpose of giving other people feedback. And then the more you do that, the more you get feedback in return. So I want to make it super clear. You're not paying $15 a month for Steve to broadcast your video because there's going to be a single track every week. And I'm probably not even going to be able to comment on every single track typing every week. So I'm not offering a one-on-one feedback service. I want to make that really clear. This is group feedback where we're all helping each other, and you get to make really tight connections with other people in your genre to support each other and get access to a bunch of other resources that make your production life easier, including stuff on the member site like free presets and some members discounts on session lessons and things like that. So we're just shifting, like kind of taking the Facebook group all the people who are super focused, bringing them into another place where we can get together tighter. I can give you better attention and have a better platform for it. So give me a like or give me a comment if you're down with that, or sign up if you really like it. And thank you so much for being part of that. A lot of people gave me really good advice on how to put together the options, what we need to do, what it's going to look like, how it's going to feel. And that made a big help for me. So I got 2 tracks lined up, Adam Hatfield and Trevor. Let's play Trevor's track from Party to Go. Just got to change the title. Trevor Perala, Party to Go. Happy baby. Trevor has a baby. He's busy with the baby, but here we go.
I'm so sick of being fighting, and you hurt me again. If I told you I don't want it, why you have to insist? Well, I remember when we lived so good, so happy. But there's moments only
That's a crazy vocal sound. Nice clean drop. The track doesn't say who the singer is. I don't know. Really clean production. Yeah. Mix feels pro. It's also a 3-minute track, so it feels like a pop kind of thing. Okay, we're in the emptiness. Minute 30. Oh, I was expecting the vocal to come back. Yeah, clean, very clean. Ooh, I like that portamento bass glide. Did you hear that? Let me roll that back. The bass notes, portamento glide. If you don't know about synths, a piano is like you play one note, you stop, you play the other note, and they're 2 different notes. But portamento is a setting on your synth where it glides between notes like a pitch bend, so it goes boom, and it's a smooth, continuous, like gooey kind of thing, which is really cool with bass. Let's just go back to like a minute 40. Listen here. It goes that bass. And I also like the layering. So let's talk about sound design. So when you've got a bunch of stuff, you have different octaves. When you have a bunch of synths, you have different octaves available. There's like the sub-bass octave way down at the bottom, bass octave, chords above that, leads and melodies above that, and super high frequencies above that. You could have a 5-octave range on a... You notice most keyboards are built with like a 5-octave range. If you try to put one MIDI part in each octave, you can make a pretty cool track. Oh, Paul Robinson, thanks for hanging out, man. Lately, I've been only listening to music from Mixotexture people. Best comment ever. I know what you feel like. So I'm curious about how he's in this track. What is that arpeggiator bass layer doing? How deep is it, and how does a sub bass fit? So let's roll back a little bit. Here's a minute 25. That's like the mid-range pluck. And then a minute 30, there's this arpeggiator thing that's like, it's going low, but it's not deep, right? Now listen to the sub come in. That sub is like, whoa, like a bunch louder. Little piano. Now let's compare how is the volume of the kick drum when that sub and the kick are together. There's space in between the bass notes. So we have bass pluck happening, but it's not drowning out the kick drum. Good beat too, I'm feeling it. I like how the clap is very prominent. Oh, cool. Here's the vocoder layer by itself. I like hearing the vocals separated like that so you can really hear the effects. Ooh, and a sweep up to the ending. Yeah, that robo voice. So, hey man, Trevor, if you're watching on replay, this is a track where I don't have any comments about what to change because it feels good. Here we are at 3:30 in the ending. You can hear that sidechain pulsing. It's a really nice feel. It sounds pro, feels pro. So instead of looking for something I could contribute to it, Ian Waters is off. Got to get the new radio software. Yeah, man. Cool. Thanks for dropping that link. Have a good set tonight. Trevor, yeah, I don't have any comments on what to change or what to fix, but it's fun to hear the different layers, especially when we can hear the layers one by one and ask questions like how much bass is there in the ARP synth, or how does the sub bass feel by itself, or how is the kick and the sub together. Let me just return one more time to how the kick and the sub are working. In the middle of the track, we hear the sub bass by itself, and it's long notes that are like, whoa, doing that pitch glide thing. But later when the kick comes in, you don't have a super long duration of sub bass. You have like pluck sub bass with empty space in between the kicks. So let's just check that out again. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's hard to put two huge sub bass elements in the track at the same time. It's like trying to put 2 feet in one shoe or 2 cars in one parking space. It can be kind of hard. So let's just check out how do you split up the time sharing of the sub bass and the kick drum. Here we go at 147. It's all sub bass and long notes, right? And now try to identify the duration of sub bass when the kick comes in. What I'm hearing is the sub is like doom ba boom ba boom, boom ba boom ba boom, and there's a lot of like empty space, and the notes get shorter, and there's gaps in between them. Yeah, that's what's happening. So the formula y'all can take away from this is if you're having trouble with your kick drum and your sub bass, try making your sub bass notes shorter and doing a pattern where they interlock with the kick drum. So you have like a kick drum or a sub bass on each moment, and you don't have to have like a long droning sub. You can do that and have, you know, a huge heavy reggae sub with the kick drum like cutting holes in it from hard sidechaining or something. It takes a little bit more technical engineering with frequency and compression and dynamics and time. So this track sounds great, man. Sounds done to me. The only complaint is it's not long enough. Right here, like 2:57. 3 minutes. We could have another whole minute of just bass beats and like that tech house kind of feel. So I don't know. I could hear a dance remix of this that's 4 minutes or 5 minutes. But other than that, no major problems. And it's 12:45. Let's see if I could do a little fade here. I'm going to wrap it up, everybody, and take it out with my new mix of the Ken and Barbie track. I started it a little bit too early. I cut the birds shorter. This is a Steve Knotts remix. We played the first one at the beginning. Here's the updated version. And I want to get through to the ending part where it gets into that blippy thing. So yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. This is our Saturday track feedback. What's gonna happen? Yeah, it's radio ready. What's gonna happen next week is I'm gonna keep doing track feedback in the Facebook group, so don't worry about that, but it's gonna be a bunch shorter. And what I'm gonna do is pick like 2 or 3 tracks from our Discord crew, from the track feedback crew, and I'm gonna play them in the Facebook stream and just point out a couple things, couple tips. Maybe it'll just be a half-hour live set, and use the Facebook group to invite people over to Discord with a much more detailed, better kind of a feedback thing. So I think the Facebook feedback group is going to get a little bit, It's going to change a little bit because I'm not going to be doing super long live feedback streams in Facebook, and most of the people who are on there are going to be with us over in Discord. So to take that the other direction, when you're making tracks on Discord and getting them done, we're still going to do promo in the Facebook group. I love getting new releases, hearing people's new tracks, seeing them go up the Beatport charts into the top 10 or something like that. And I would really love to have our Facebook group continue to grow and have new people come in and see, oh my gosh, this group is helping people get results. They're putting out tracks, they're getting them done, they're doing DJ sets, mix sets. We really have a high level of talent in the group. And I know that a big part of it is from helping each other get over technical hurdles, acoustic problems, not being able to hear your mix because of your speakers or your headphones or whatever. And then also what's really important to me, and I think everybody else, is the emotional side of like, I'm frustrated with this track, I want to ignore it for a month, or I'm not motivated or something like that. And having the weekly thing can really pull you forward to get stuff done and make more progress on your tracks and not feel like you're stuck in your studio by yourself. What's happening in this track? So here we have a kick drum and a sub bass. We're at 2 minutes. Matt says you can tune your kick drum and sub bass to the same note. Yeah, tuning your kick and your sub to the same note can melt them together. It doesn't work with all. I like that dub bass. I'm gonna let this play through. If you have any questions or anything, I'll be on for another 4 minutes and 12 seconds. So drop a comment, let me know what you're feeling. This is the sound of a train I recorded. That guitar thing is a little pluck echo sound from Wavetable, I think. I forget the name of the preset, I could tell you later.
Shall we turn ourselves into the Ken and Barbie society of consumeristic robots, unquestioningly following some boiled down ideology that is essentially one of unquestioned loyalty, unending consumption, unending toleration of stupidity?
And we're in the bridge section. And the Ken and Barbie drop. Electric pop preset, maybe? I don't think, maybe it was from the instrument Tension, now that I think about it. I'll have to look inside the session. And we got some effects on that lead. I didn't detail mix the high frequency stuff. All right, Jesper, thanks for hanging out. Now in the headphones, that sub bass feels huge. More ambient field recordings. This one needs some detail mix on the high frequency stuff with the birds and the hisses. A lot of people commented that it had a dirty feel like lo-fi. That is some hiss and ambient stuff that
Can there be
I'll adjust a little bit.
return to partnership?
And we're at 5.5 minutes, rolling down at the ending. It's weird to review my own track. Who made this? Now I think that snare clap snare could be louder. Probably. floating back down. So yeah, Matt, I want to have this done by Monday.
There is a sense of global responsibility, a sense of a family, a sense of obligation to ourselves as a tribe, and then secondarily to the environment in which we have placed ourselves.
Terrence McKenna. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. And thanks for all the support of not only Mixotexture and me, but each other. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of you in Discord coming up this week. I'm definitely going to promote a whole bunch about the new membership. So watch for that in the Facebook group and on email. And, James Sargent, put on some closed back headphones and the bass thumps. Yeah, that sub bass is big. I'm realizing, and I got some mix adjustments to make. So I'll work on that, Matt Schultz. I want to have this done for you by Monday, and that's going to be it for me. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the group, and I'll get back right away. And that's it. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you soon.